CEO of Disney, Bob Iger, uh, has stated that he does not see them ever stopping making Marvel and Star Wars movies, or I guess superhero movies. Um, Essentially, let me see here. It goes, you're dealing with thousands and thousands of characters that will go on forever, talking about Marvel's, characters. Then
Right.
also, he spoke of talking about Star Wars, that they have Rogue One, a Star Wars story, untitled young Han Solo film, and of course, Star Wars Episode 8 and 9. Uh, what comes next, they said, is conjecture at this point. There's rumors that there's going to be a Boba Fett solo film, a new Obi-Wan Kenobi film taking place probably in between episode 3 and 4. And what else? And then there's also possible rumors of there being a Star Wars episode 10, them starting a whole new trilogy to the main Star Wars saga. Um, and then, of course, they also went on to say that they want it just because Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. and all those guys, even if they leave, that they wouldn't just retire Captain America or Thor or any of those characters. So it looks like they're like in for the really really long haul, but I'm still kind of sitting there going, yeah, I mean, you can keep making movies, but eventually 20, 30, even 40 years down the line, people are going to get tired of it.
Well, I mean, you say that, but 20, 30, 40 years down the line, have people gotten tired of the franchises already? Not
Yeah.
really.
Well,
I
no,
mean,
I mean,
these are both
it's
very
been
old
30, 40
franchises.
years.
but
Yeah,
my
Marvel's been around since the 40s, and Star Wars has been around since the 70s. So they've had plenty of time for people to get sick of them, and we have only grown less sick of them. So
Well,
they
no,
might
no, I agree.
actually.
I agree that the franchises have staying power and they've stayed. But what I mean is the pace that they're doing these movies at. Star Wars was never at this pace before.
A Star Wars movie a year for the next 40 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Is the pace that they're releasing these movies? It's just like you can't. Eventually people are going to be like, I'm tired of seeing a superhero film every freaking summer. Just like in the '90s, we got tired of seeing the White House blown up every movie. Um,
Did we though? Did we?
well, we switched it up. It's
Well, I
like
don't know.
instead of the
I
White
like to see the White House blown.
like to
Good
see the
point.
White House
Good point.
blows. Good point, Jonathan. Good point. No, I'm excited that we're gonna continue to be getting Star Wars movies. I just hope that I'm not laying on my deathbed in 2030 or 2060 or whenever it's going to be, tomorrow probably, and them say, oh yeah, we're going to do another Star Wars trilogy. I'm going to be like, I'm dying and I'm not going to get to know what happens. Um, that's kind of,
Yeah. Them
if you,
not continue to go on, just so you don't have to deal with that knowledge of knowing
yes,
that you will be
knowledge of
dead before
knowing
you get
that
to see the next one.
I will be dead in dust before I get to see the next one. Maybe I can just have them like, maybe it'll be like Futurama, just put my head in a little jar and just let me
Yeah.
watch those movies.
What
Um,
what strikes me as odd is that all these movies Disney has planned for Star Wars, these all sound like expanded universe movies,
yeah,
which I think is very convenient considering that they did away with the expanded universe.
you know.
Kind of seems like they did that just so they could do the expanded universe themselves and make a shitload of profit off of it.
But I hope to see more expand. I hope that it's sad that they erased the expanded universe, but maybe they'll get inspiration from it and use pieces of it. It looked like they were doing that in Force Awakens.
Yeah.
I'm excited to get more of all of this. I'm excited for this. I'm excited for what they're doing, Marvel Studios and Lucasfilm for Disney. I'm excited, but at the same time, I'm skeptical when he says we're going to keep doing this forever. It's just like, no, no, you're
Well, I
not.
mean, you gotta think. Disney is a big corporation, big
Yeah,
business. They didn't buy Star Wars because they love Star Wars. They bought Star Wars because they wanted to make a lot of money,
yeah,
and Star Wars is going to make a lot of money, even if they make crap movies.
yeah,
Episode one is a perfect example of that. So they could make money off Star Wars. They didn't have to try.
yeah.
So you expect them to stop riding this cash cow?
No, no, I don't.
I mean,
I would
the
just like,
next movie they can market it as the Return of Han Solo and just have Harrison Ford look into the camera and eat a hamburger.
yeah.
It
No,
would
it's just
make
like
$200
I,
million.
I'm just worried about pacing. You can oversaturate people. I'm for them continuing doing this forever, but like give us hibernate it. do this trilogy, put the main story on hibernation, and then have like you can do all of your little one offs and all that through
But you see,
the
that's
Han
exactly what's
Solo,
going to happen though.
and the Boba Fett. Yeah, I hope so. I would even that's just what I'm worried about because it seems like we're just gonna keep making movie after movie. It's like every year. Eventually, we're gonna get tired. It's gonna water it down. What makes it special is you
Well,
don't get
that
to see it every year.
well,
It's
that's exactly what's going to happen though, because I mean, really, be honest with yourself. Even if you're sick of a new Star Wars movie every year, are you gonna go? Are you gonna stop going and paying to see that new Star Wars movie every year?
if it's the
No,
main
you're
if it's the
probably
main
not.
story, no.
Well,
If it's the
I mean,
main
if it's the
series,
same
no.
movie
But
every single time, yeah, if it's the same movie every single time, but like they've said, Rogue One is supposed to take this really dark tone, and they're going to have Darth Vader, and he's going to be super violent. It's sort of
yeah,
like how Marvel's been doing it. Every movie has a superhero theme, but not every movie is the same movie. So
yeah,
like Ant-Man, for example. Ant-Man really was a heist film. Winter
Yeah.
Soldier really was a political thriller. And this,
yeah.
Civil War is going to be a darker movie, and it's not just going to be the same thing over and over again.
Well, I
It's
can tell you one thing: Disney has definitely emerged dominant from their lull that they had. Was it in the '80s that they kind of had a little downturn and tried to build themselves back up in the '90s? And now look at them, 2000s. They
They had a lull, but did they only make most of the money that year instead of all of the money?
Yeah, most of the money. Yeah, they had all. I mean, they were. It was. I wouldn't say that they were like down and out. What's track I was going on here? No. Yeah, I was gonna say no. It's not that that they were down and out, but their future was kind of uncertain. And I remember, and once this guy got in control, uh, and it's kind of he's gone after these other franchises. Pretty much, I think they've solidified Disney being for the 21st century. Disney's still going to be relevant by the end of this century, I think.